Hey you guys, this is Tom from Tom's Interesting Talk, and today we're looking at the 5-gallon guppy breeding tank. Of course, inspired by Father Fish, a soil and sand setup. I tell you, this soil and sand setup is working so good. My grass is just growing amazing right now. And I can hardly keep it under control, and that's kind of what you want. That soil is just really going to let that, as long as that plant has roots that grow pretty long, you're going to, man, as long as they can get down into that soil, it's going to be amazing for whatever plant is able to reach down into that very rich nutrient soil. So it's a super good thing. One of the main reasons that we're doing this today is we have babies. Oh yes, we have little babies. Baby guppies have been born. I have 2 different batches in the small tank. You're going to see currently in there the mother. I believe she's a little gold guppy. She's the one that had the most recent batch. And then I had another gold guppy mother in there, or orange, however you want to say it. And she had the other batch of guppies that are in here. So we have some that are really, really small and just all eyes right now. And then we have some that are starting to, get some of their color to them. They're basically, their body's growing into their eyes. When they're first born, they're just they're just little tiny sprigs of something with these big black eyes, and they're so cute. You just have to see them. And in just a minute here, I'm going to focus in really close, and you're going to be able to see some of these really fresh little babies that we have. And you'll see what I'm talking about as far as them being cute. The other ones are phenomenal as well. I think guppies are just one of the neatest looking fishes to check out. What's cool is there's so many different colors and flavors, so to speak. You can really have fun with guppies. And then if you're breeding guppies, my lord, you can make an array of colors. You can breed an orange one with say a black with an orange one with, say, like a blue and black tail, or a white and orange tail, or a red and black tail, and you can get all these wicked kind of cool colors. I've seen what I called rock star guppies, where they had the classic kind of leopard print, black, orange, white, kind of spotted, almost leopard print, or however you want to say it. Really cool. Really cool nonetheless. And I was stoked to have those little guppies and check them out. You can see, since the last time we talked about this little 5-gallon tank, it's changed a little bit. I have cut down some of the grass in here. I had just so much grass in here that it was just almost taking over the whole tank. So I had to really kind of go through and kind of take out some of the grass, because this grass, in particular, really grows quite vigorously, and is a great nitrogen plant to absorb nitrates from the water. It's an amazing plant for that. And it really has. It's really going to keep your biological system in check, so to speak, and everything working correctly by having this really fast-growing grass in your system. Since last time you looked at it, if you remember right, we were having just a huge algae issue with this. Nice green, wiry kind of algae that was growing in here. All algae are good, so there was no problem with the algae growing. What I think, because I have the soil and sand system, I think there might have been a little more phosphorus and phosphates in the soil, and it might have been seeping through the sand a little bit, and just kind of almost giving the algae too much nutrients. But now you see the system is kind of settled down a little bit. It's not quite growing quite as fast. you know, but yet still at a good rate. You know, with algae, just like, you know, keeping the tank clean in general, with algae you just have to be persistent with it. You notice the last couple videos, you know, you've seen me taking the razor blade to the side of the tank and kind of just working on trying to keep this thing cleaned up in general. Well, this last clean that I did, I really kind of went off on it, and I didn't video it, and I'm very sorry about that. Next time I will. I scraped the back glass of the fish tank. I really scraped it down good where I was leaving algae on it before, because I wanted it to help me balance the system, because this is a newer tank. You know, this is only maybe 5 or 6 months old now. We're probably getting into that 6-month range. Here we are. Here's our beautiful little baby guppies. These are some of our fresh batch of baby guppies. And you see they're just all eyes right now, basically. Just big, black, beautiful eyes. They're so cute. Their little tails are trying to keep up. You know, they're trying to do anything they can to basically stay in the current and stay up in the air, stay up in the water, so to speak. Super, super cute. And I love them. I can't wait till they get bigger and get all their colors, and then I can put them in the big 155-gallon tank. And then we're going to start breeding cardinal tetras after these 2 batches of guppies are basically old enough to get put into the 155-gallon tank. And then we're going to use this small tank here to breed cardinal tetras. But for right now, we're breeding guppies, and you see we have some beautiful little guppies in here. They are super, super cool and just fun to watch, because they are just so energetic and just all over the tank. If you can see in the background right now, we have our Julii corridor catfish. These are not wild Julii. They're just, you know, they're farm raised. But I love Julii catfish specifically just because they're just amazing to watch. They have these personalities. They're just electric. They're always busy. And then when they're in a social situation where there's 4, 5, 6 of them together, you know, they will do these orchestrated dances, so to speak, where they're just swimming all together, you know, and kind of up and down, and it's just really fun to watch them do their thing. Because most of the time they're just on the bottom eating. They're just doing their thing, and they're trying to keep the tank clean and cleaning up all the excess food and waste, you know, in the 155-gallon. But when they're feeling social and feeling amorous, you know, they really do a fun little dance. You've also heard me talk about their breeding dance they do, which is just fun to watch. They're just an entertaining little catfish. Especially, most tanks are going to have bottom feeders in there anyway. I just find these guys in particular, the Julii corridor catfish, to be one of the more entertaining. You also have seen, you also see that I put in a blue glass in here as well. This blue glass is from my 155-gallon tank. It has algae on the outside. It has a little bit of substrate that's kind of collected in the bottom of there as I've added stuff to the tank and this and that. And I just went ahead and threw this over here. What I like about glass in particular, and we've talked about this in the past, is you can take a razor blade to it. You can scrape it off. You know, I can take this glass out, scrape it down, clean it, and then reintroduce it. You know, so algae can collect on it again. Plus, I love the fact, I don't know if you can see, but what I'm finding is a bunch of the littler babies are actually using it as a protective area, you know, and they'll actually swim down in the glass and stay in that glass area, maybe if they're feeling anxious or, you know, whatnot. But it's kind of neat to watch them actually be in the glass in the fish tank, which is funny to me. But you see, man, I mean, there are just babies everywhere. I can't wait for these guys to get their colors and get a little bit older, get a little bit longer, and then we'll add them to the big tank. You can tell that I took quite a bit of grass out of it, like I was talking about before. And I think I also mentioned, remember I had a pretty heavy layer of algae on the bottom of the tank. As you can see that I've added just a thin layer of sand and kind of buried that algae. What I'm really hoping is that's the beginning of my biological layer, which is going to basically seal out an anaerobic, an anaerobic area, which will create nutrients, because it's going to allow bacteria to really grow in there, and to the process of different kinds of bacteria to help break down the fish waste and things like that. Any plants that I put in here to help feed them, basically. So I basically covered up all the algae. I'm hoping as I've taken the sunlight and some of the nitrates and stuff that allows that algae to prosper, I've kind of sealed it out, and I'm hoping it gets broken down and then in turn feeds any plants that I put into this little system. What's really cool about this tank in particular is you can see that green line in there where the algae's been covered, and I think it looks really neat. I think it's a neat color break, because you got the white of the sand, and then you have that greenish black algae, and then more sand in the soil, and I think it adds a really neat contrast for the setup of this tank. So hey, thank you guys for spending some time with me. Please, we'd love to hit 200 subscribers. We're really trying hard to hit 200 subscribers. If you like what I'm doing, if you like what I'm talking about, and you like just hanging out with me, please like and subscribe. If you like this video and you want to see more of this tank, please click on the video above. Yep, right there. You can watch the whole chain. Go to my playlist. You can watch the whole chain of videos for this little fish tank series. So far I've done 4 or 5 videos on this little guppy tank, this little guppy breeding tank. Thank you.